Yo, what up, folks? My name is Rabbit, and welcome to episode 188 of Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2, where we are continuing to make our way through the bonus forest here in the postgame. We are about halfway through island number 4 here in the level 6 water forest, so let us just hit the ground running and not delay with an intro, because fuck these things. Oh my god, you guys, you have no idea how long it takes to fight these things. Let's start off. Let's bring up everybody's mana. Let's bring up everybody's HP. As for the specifics of what took place at the end of our last episode, where we had parted ways, we had just wrapped up a fight with a slimy beast hunter. We got our 5th medal, and I was sort of just discussing that I feel a bit strange, almost like we're behind on finding these water beast hunters, because I think we got our 4th Gnaw medal, or was it the 3rd Gnaw medal? I don't know, but it's not very many at all compared to like the fucking Og beast hunters and like some of these other ones. I feel like we already had 6 and 7 of the medals, but I don't know what that really says about me. Maybe I didn't do a good job of backtracking through water forests, or it's just supposed to be harder to find those folks. Who really knows? But what I can tell you is that we did whoop his ass as usual, and we're just diving right in, trying to keep up and kill these things because, oh my god, our last episode, we spent a very long time dicking around with some of these. And you can already see why, because they've got Anandia, and this shit is lame, and it takes forever to kill them unless I get lucky and petrify someone or, you know, add Moomerknight the shit out of them. So that's what we're going to hold out for. If I can, put everybody to sleep, petrify one, add Moomerknight another one, that'd be great. If we could just have this flow effortlessly, because dealing with their crap, not a super good time. But I did share this in our last episode, and I will hold to it in this one as well. If we get into a second fight with like a pack of these, I will just cut that battle, because ain't nobody trying to be here for 8 minutes fucking around with these. It's not cool. And I don't appreciate these things existing in this world because it's making me unhappy. But it's fine. We will do the best that we can. So with doing the best that you can being offered, I'd love to hear how things are going in y'all's camp. I've been sharing across the last few episodes that things are progressing nicely in my world. Our moves coming up, great. Work's going, for me anyway, great. Maybe not for everybody, but hey, you know, I'm staying in my lane, and I guess that's really all I can do. I'm advocating for folks where I can, vocalizing changes that I think need to occur when I can. Other than that, all I can really do is do the best that I can and make sure my shit's done. And I'll go above and beyond with my shit and helping out other people, but I'm so close to my end date and to our move that I really cannot be bothered with all these other people and their drama and their bullshit. I just don't have the energy for it. I just don't. You know, I really genuinely just don't want to be a part of a lot of this crap that's going on. So that's where I'm at with work. Speaking of work, I had disclosed to you guys that I hadn't started really looking at job opportunities. Hey, this fight went considerably easier than the last time we faced off against 3 of them. I guess, you know, between the petrification and add Moomerknight, we were set for success. So I am pumped about that, and fuck that guy. Not gonna fight him. Oh god, Tendai herbs, more of these. I'm running out of space, you guys, and I hate to use Tendai herbs because they're so good, but I cannot be carrying all this shit with me. We're already at 28 out of 30, so I have 2 free item slots, which, I don't know, for some of you, you're probably like, Rabbit, you have plenty of space in your backpack. It's not that serious. But my art, what the fuck is the point of this loop? Like, why is this here? Do I see this? Why? That is so misleading. I can't believe it. Unless there's something hidden over here. Doesn't look like it, but I guess you never know. And another Tendai herb. Okay. No biggie. If he could just go on past. Oh, that's where we need to go. Please, come past me and let me go. Y'all have to be kidding. Whatever. We'll kill this one, and it'll be just fine. So I had shared with you guys that I hadn't quite yet started looking for new positions because I feel like securing housing should be step number one. And I honestly don't feel too concerned about the options that are there for me. I think there are schools, both community colleges. There are a few universities nearby, and like tech schools, I think, high schools, private schools, charter schools. I feel like there are plenty of educational opportunities for me. There's a huge hospital system that seems like it's got a lot of departments that are hiring for various positions. I've seen, just from interacting with, I wouldn't call her a friend, but another coworker who knows someone who lives there, and just listening to her and her showing me a couple of things that she had seen online, it looks like there are going to be some windows for me, some chances for me to kind of insert myself. And anyway, kind of the piggyback off of all of this is the other day was talking to this mother of a client or a patient at the clinics that I work for. I was just chit-chatting with her, and I told her that we were moving, and she had kind of shared with me, she's like, oh, well, what exactly have you done in the past? Because I guess someone she went to school with works for a nonprofit, and she was sharing with me, like, I think that they're looking for an actual, like, health education specialist, and I don't know, like, if you have your current CHES, oh my gosh. Oh no, that's where I need to go to finish this up. Wait, is that it for this? Hang on, y'all. Oh, no, I don't want to deal with you. Please, just let me get by, please. Okay, thanks, fishy. No, I didn't even see this douchebag. What was I thinking? Okay, it's fine. Rabbit, why are you sweating? It's all good in the neighborhood. We will see if we can get lucky and get some hacks off here. Fuck! No, they are not letting that shit go down, you guys. They stripped the mana off of my bro here. What is this one? Tony? I think this one's Tony. Or maybe this one's Anthony. Yeah, he's got nothing without that shit. So that's a little bit of ass. But it's all good. So anyway, she went to school with someone who lives about, I think it's like 30 miles outside of the town where we're moving. And the nonprofit, I guess, I don't know if I fully grasp all of this, but the nonprofit that this person works for, and I think they're like in an upper level position, maybe not necessarily director, but like assistant director or something. And she said they were looking for like a health education specialist, and you don't have to have like your certified health education specialist. You don't have to have that up to date. So the CHES certification basically, which I don't have that current because I've been teaching. I haven't been working in, I guess, more of that consultative role for health education. I've been doing a lot more just general teaching and general educational services and general like counseling and social work services. So, I mean, but whatever, that's really not that big of a deal. That's taking an exam, which I'm already prepped for to renew, or reapplying and paying a fee, bing, bang, boom, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But she was saying like they're hiring for that, and she thinks based on your credentials and this varied skill set that you have and the varied roles and positions you filled, like if you give me your information, I can pass it along. And I didn't give her my info. Instead, I took hers. But Andrew and I were kind of just talking about it, and we were wondering, like, is this something I should look into? Is it not? Like, we haven't even moved there, and already I kind of loosely have 2 leads. I don't know. I just don't want to commit to something before we even get there. I'm sure I shared at some point in our Jade Cocoon 2 Let's Play, because I'm always talking to you guys about everything going on here, because it's like a diary series, right? I feel like this is the series where if there's anything someone wanted to know about me, you could probably find out just by watching an episode or 2 of this. But I may not have shared this with you, but when Andrew and I moved from Colorado to Wisconsin, I feel like I made the mistake of wanting to overplan everything. So I legitimately started working like right after we moved here. It was a little insane, and looking back on it, I don't know why Andrew didn't even just say, Rabbit, you need to fucking chill. It's not that serious. You're gonna find a job, and it's gonna be a great job, and we're gonna be fine. Like, it's going to be okay. But I guess I was spazzing, and again, there's really no justification for it because we've moved countless times, and these things drive me nuts. But it's good, Rabbit. Calm down. Calm down. Life is like a box of chocolates. You grab one and you don't know what filling it's going to have, but at the end of the day, you still got to enjoy that juicy chocolate, and it's not going to matter the next day which chocolate you ate first. So it's okay if you get into fights, because at the end of the day, we're going to finish this island, we're going to finish this game, and it's not going to matter. Okay, thanks for sticking that out with me, you guys. Sometimes I have to give myself perspective again, but I wish they'd stop fucking with my Ad Moomer Night guy, but they have to know that this is where the hacks lies in my team, and they don't want to be a part of my shenanigans, which can you really blame them? I feel like that's a quick way to counter some bullshit, is stripping the enemy of mana. Now that's a strategy I've never really tried in the past because I don't have the patience for the mana burning bullshit. But I think it's valid. It's at least a viable strategy you could explore. And I think if you executed it properly, it could have some pretty annoying impacts for your opponents, right? I would predict that. But anyway, what was I talking to you guys about? Oh, when I moved here from Colorado to Wisconsin, I was a little bit high strung. So before we even had secured a living situation, I had done phone interviews and like conference calls and Skype interviews, and I had a job like ASAP, like bing bang boom. I was ready to go. I fucking came up here for a week so that I could do my final interview and get all my shit legally signed. Bam! Job was ready. We fucking drove that big ass distance, moved here. My car broke down like right as we pulled into our apartment complex. Did I share this with you guys? I feel like I did. And in the moment I was losing it a little bit. It was crazy, all the shit that happened in rapid succession. It was just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Oh my God, you please stop it. You're taking away my Ad Moomer Night, and that is the bread and butter of this side. Without it, I have to actually fight you, and I don't want to fight you. I just want to rely on the hacks that I hate and always talk shit about. Please, let me have this, enemy. Let me have this. This is all I need. You know what? Or I could use my earth side that actually does damage. Maybe that's what I really should be doing instead of trying to rely on the hacks. But okay, to finish my thought, we got here, car broke down, started a job. I was so exhausted and I was so unnecessarily stressed out, and I feel like everything worked out fine, and I do a really good job of managing my stress in the workplace, and I feel like I am successful in spite of how calm or how insane circumstances around me are. But it's still not good, I think, for that to be your reality, especially when you're starting a new job and living in a new place. I think it just paints a very rough portrait for you of what you're looking at, like, and what you're living in. And so the start of everything for me was just not very fun, and it wasn't very happy, and part of it was my fault because I went a little too nuts about trying to get everything perfect and having everything completely planned and secured and ready to go. I don't want to make that mistake again. I want us to have some leisure time to where when we move there, it's not like a hassle. Okay, we got here, we have to unpack as soon as possible so that I have access to all my shit, because in 2 days, I'm starting this really demanding, like, high skill position that is going to take a lot of time and is going to require a lot of training and a lot of patience from me and a lot of understanding and all this other shit. It's such a bad way to start living in a new city, let me just say. So I did not do my due diligence to myself. This guy is kidding. He's like camping out in front of this fucking Princess Vine. Leave it to this game to troll me in that way. But it's okay. We're almost ready to head into the next island, and we've still got a bit of time left. So if I play my cards correctly, we should be able to knock out at least half of it before the end of this episode. So good shit there, right? Good shit. And I'm going to try again, because if I could petrify and or put to sleep everybody, I think that'd be better than where we're presently at. We'll see if I can. The guarding, though, it's a little lame. Oh, come on. Whatever, I guess at least we have 2 folks that are a little fucked. Please stay asleep. All right, perfect. So this is what I was waiting for. So fabulous. So yes, long story short is I think I'm going to hold fast to my plan to wait to really pursue employment until I get there, even if it's like a week before we get there, and then that's when I start submitting applications so that by the time people respond to me, I'm, en route or actually there already. That, I think, might be better than trying to make sure I have something lined up before I get there. You guys, Over the years, I literally was just talking about this a couple episodes ago, that I historically have been the kind of person that I really like control, and I think that is a normal response, and it's not unique to feel that way. Like, everybody likes to have control to a certain extent, because that gives you that feeling of security, and it gives you that sense of comfort, and with that, you can diminish your stress. But I think there's a point where you take it too far to where it just exacerbates your level of stress, because you have to know every single step in the equation. And you don't always have to know that, right? Like, sometimes you can take shortcuts or you can skip a step and things will still work out okay. And I think I've done a really good job lately. And just throughout the years, it's been a constant effort to improve that part of my nature, and to learn to say, like, hey, as long as I have a general idea, as long as I have like 2 or 3 plans that all will work out okay, and I'm happy with the outcome of all of these, who cares if I don't know exactly every single step along the way, and I can't predict everything from step 1 to step 5. It'll be fine, rabbit. Like, slow your roll and stop and smell the roses, enjoy life a little bit. So that's what I'm trying to do. I am doing my absolute best to not be too consumed with excessive planning and prep work. So we'll see. But I might have a really good lead now already just from this lady, and the fact that she might have a connection to a nonprofit that is looking for someone who has a background in health education and kind of health-related counseling services. So I think that would be a really good fit for me. I really like social services, and I like the nonprofit scene. The only thing that I think I've also shared with you guys in the past that's a little murky and a bit precarious about pursuing a role that is based on a nonprofit, or out of a nonprofit that is predominantly, oh my God, I see you. Where did these things come from? Were they invisible before? That is crazy. I didn't see him, but I just wanted to run past me so I can squeeze on by. Thank you. Oh my God. No. Please turn around. Turn around, turn around, turn around. No! I suppose it was inevitable, friends. It was inevitable. But the only piece of all of that is a bit nerve-wracking is the fact that if your position is grant funded and the company suddenly, like 2-3 years later, can't reacquire the grant that funded you, or there aren't other grants to kind of fill that spot, or, financially they have to shift where they're putting all of their funding. So like reprioritize pieces of the company, like your job is gone. And maybe if you work for a really good organization, they'll find another role that you could sort of be plopped into so that you could still have a position with the organization, but it doesn't always work out that way. So I don't know. I feel like working for a nonprofit, it's so rewarding, but it's also, there's that feeling always in the back of your mind where, what if in a year this job is no longer here, or all of the security and everything that I've been building, all these connections just evaporate over the course of one night just because a grant is gone, or funding is cut, or funding gets shifted to something else. It just, to me, is not, I think at this point in my life, it's just not something that I want to really risk everything for, but it might be fine, like if the position itself has numerous grants, or it's not solely grant funded, so maybe bonuses tied to it, or a piece of your salary is tied to it. So worst case scenario, you might see budget cuts, like for the services that you oversee and the services you coordinate. And that sucks, but I think that's better than your entire position just disappearing, if that makes any sense. So we'll see. I don't know if that's really the route I want to explore, at least, especially right after we move there, if I want to put all my eggs in that basket. But it's good to know that the option is there. So I'm sure you guys will hear plenty more from me regarding job prospects and what direction things are kind of moving in. I'm just so excited for a new journey, a new adventure, new stories to share, meeting new people, unless my friend from work moves with me. But I mean, that's one person, right? But I think it'd be so good to be somewhere where we can start to reestablish ourselves, like insert our lives into the community and, have their lives become intertwined with ours. If Andrew absolutely loves the town and loves the university, and he gets like a permanent placement there that's long term and it's fulfilling, and and great, and the funding is there for it, I could see us buying a house in North Carolina, and maybe that's not where we would be forever and where we'd want to, live and die and raise all of our kids, but at least for the next, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, I think North Carolina will be fine. From things that I've read, things that I've heard, I feel very confident in our choice, but, things can always change. So it's better to not be too confident because you don't really know what direction things can go in, or if people where you work end up being nuts, or if, like I said, a position or funding or whatever gets cut and bing, bang, boom. Next thing you know, you're back at square one. So who knows? We'll see what life has in store. Oh my gosh. I would love to get past you, bro. So I'm going to hold out and pray that he takes that path to the left. I don't think these guys have too much going on, though. I think they cast Yarga. Wow. He just falls right asleep in front of me like an asshole. Can you even believe this? Some more to come on that front. I had disclosed that my intention with all of this and all of this Jade Cocoon 2 spam, basically, or me wanting to navigate everything just in one batch instead of doing what we did for all of the level 5 forests, which was, do a forest, wait 2 months or 3 months, do a forest, wait 2 months or 3 months. I think it's going to be fine to just have 1 month of Jade Cocoon 2, and then we're done with this game forever. There's no more post-game. There's nothing else in terms of bonus content, bonus features that I plan on exploring. I guess if we really wanted to, long-term stretch goals, we could do a couple of the arenas, but I don't think so. It is not happening. Not with me, or at least not anytime soon. I honestly think that I will delete the save and Jade Cocoon 2 will be a thing from the past. But what a happy past, right? I've had so much fun playing this game for you all, and I don't think that I talk about this enough, but having this channel and playing video games has just been so rewarding and so wonderful. Just the types of people I've met. Granted, I've met some sketch-ass hoes, but I've also met some wonderful people who are so much fun to talk to and just bring me so much joy, and I can relate to you and you can relate to me, and we can talk about retro games and we can laugh and we can share, and it is remarkable because even with where I'm at right now, even though I feel like I've fostered quite a few meaningful relationships here in Wisconsin, I don't know if there's really anyone that I would consider such a good friend that they come over and play video games with me, or they'll talk to me about my video game passions. And, I'm pretty well-rounded and balanced. I have a lot of hobbies. I have a lot of things I love. You guys know I'm very enthusiastic about animals, to put it lightly. I'm quite passionate about rescuing and fostering. I love my guinea pigs. I love my budgies. I really like to read, and I have a variety of tasks and hobbies, I guess, that I like to participate in, things that I like to talk about, things that I like to do, things that I like to see. So in that sense, I can relate to a lot of different people, and I think that I can foster strong bonds with folks on numerous grounds, and the foundations for people that I lay are legitimate and they are strong, but I haven't, outside of a few people over the last 10 years of my life, 2 people, maybe 3, I haven't had a huge gaggle of gaming bros or gaming hoes that will just come over, and it's someone pick up the pizza, someone else grab the Powerade, I'll supply the alcohol, and we're just gonna stay up all night playing Mario Party or Mario Kart. And that's one of the few things that I do miss from some of my early undergrad years and high school years, where there are so many different types of personalities and people that you're exposed to just naturally based on that life stage, right? You're all in it together. You all have to go to school. At least high school, right? You don't have to necessarily go to university, but there's so many clubs and so many events. And even though I was a triple major, I still feel like my life and commitments weren't as demanding as they are now, with me being a wife and having pets and working a very high level position, or I shouldn't say high level, but high skill or high expectation position. School consumed a lot of my time and a lot of my mental energy, and it was definitely hard. with me working, to pay my way through school. But I think the life stage that I'm at now, one, you're not just in the position to meet as many people as effortlessly as you were when you were in school. And then two, it's like the personalities that you meet, I think depending on what type of work you do, they're not going to be as varied. So for the people you are exposed to, a lot of folks, the interactions are going to feel fairly similar, or you're in very similar points in your life where even if you have hobbies and passions and goals that overlap, there's not as much opportunity. Oh my God, this guy is just going to stand here like an asshole. So with that all being said, I feel like the channel has really fulfilled this hole that I've kind of had in my social circle, where I now have people that get what I mean when I say, oh my gosh, I really love this style of game, or I love these sorts of mechanics. I just feel like you guys have really added to my quality of life in just providing me the opportunity of just sharing more about myself and the things that I love and the things that matter to me. So I am so grateful for all of you. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to need this with tissue. Oh, I know. It's so painful to be dropping good books and good shit. But at the same time, ain't nobody got room for this shit. So we will see if we can just cruise on by. There looks like there is one more ogre vine up here. We will plop our happy selves in here. Kalma? What is this one going to be? Because we got Anandia already. What are we missing? I'm trying to think. Have we seen any new skills? I really don't know what this thing is going to have, but I guess this is Limonades. Okay. Yes, so this actually reminds me, one of the things I was telling you guys earlier before I got on one of my mini rants and tangents, Salam Night is one of the spells that if you are going to be playing a legit copy of Jade Cocoon 2, like this one is, like this isn't like a hacked ROM or anything, you will not be getting Salam Night because for whatever reason, the dev team made an error and they programmed something improperly, so it either the Kalma doesn't populate where it's supposed to, or I don't know, it's glitched and you can't actually absorb it. I really don't know all of the technical shit revolving around it and why it doesn't work out, but you have to play like the hacked version of the game, the ROM, so you have to emulate basically, or I guess you could burn a copy of it and play it. I think you could do that. I know it's somewhat easy to burn your own like Sega Saturn discs. I've seen plenty of tutorials and have dabbled in that a little bit, but I don't know how successfully maybe you guys would know this better than me. Is it easy to burn a copy of like a PlayStation 2 ROM and then play it from your PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3? I don't know. I don't have the answers for that, so please nobody ask me how to do it because I don't fucking know. I'm sure it's possible. I mean, I feel like there has to be a way to do it, but I cannot vouch for it, and I certainly, even if there is and someone can confirm it, I wouldn't know where to begin with doing that. But either way you slice it, I think like the legitimate copy of the game is flawed because it was never really patched and they never re-released updated copies that were fixed, even though you would think they would, because surely when it came out, there had to have been some folks that came together and were like, hey, this thing's not showing up like it's supposed to, or I've played 200 hours of the game and I'm just not finding Salam Night or whatever else is out there, or Earth Protect doesn't fucking work. So I don't know if the dev team just didn't fucking care, because the ability to patch it was there. I just don't know why they didn't do it. And you know, who's to say? I really can't judge them. Maybe the game didn't earn enough money and they just felt like there's no way to justify doing this. So if folks really want to see a patched copy of the game or a version of the game that works, then you guys need to pay for the copy that you've got and then we'll invest in it. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of backwards thinking, but that might have been, you know, just where they were at. So anyway, friends, we will go ahead and end this episode here. I think this is a really good stopping point. So just to summarize, we are here on water tier 5. Did this motherfucker just move? Oh my gosh, maybe we will get lucky. No, maybe I won't get lucky. And oh, stop. What the fuck? This guy is tripping. I just want to get in that ogre vine. Am I going to get lucky? Is he going to move, or does he know I'm here? He can, oh, guys, look at this. I'm such a baller. I'm like so excited for no reason. It really wouldn't have been a big deal to just fight it off camera, even between episodes. But anyway, we will finish up exploring this particular island. We are on track, I guess, to wrap up the water forest fairly quickly, and then we'll only have one more of the level 6 bonus areas awaiting us. So we are going to just knock everything out in one go. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for being patient as we navigate these final pieces of this playthrough. And yeah, as always, I'm your host, Rabbit. This is our playthrough of Jade Cocoon 2. Again, post-game navigation of the bonus content, and I'll see you guys very shortly in episode 189.